Hi, this is Jason Crawford, and this is my presentation on Google Calendar versus Outlook Calendar for Module 7 for AEP 873. Before starting the assignment, I would like to cover some of the standards that we are using for our assignment today. ISTE E4C I felt was one of the better ones that aligned with the assignment. Using collaborative tools to expand students' authentic real-world learning experiences by engaging with them virtually with expert teams, students locally and globally, and to contribute constructively to project teams assuming various roles and responsibilities to work effectively towards a common goal. A summary of this, I thought, was it's important that we highlight the many benefits and demands needed for students and educators to be successful in a global marketplace. We're constantly having to leverage their skills to interact with colleagues and peers across the globe while managing their time. That's very valuable, is very important. When we work in multiple environments, managing multiple schedules, interacting with people across the globe, various time zones, makes advanced calendar features and apps very important to help increase our productivity and the productivity of the organizations our students will serve in the future. The 7 reasons that I extracted from the use of using Google Calendar was that it's easily able to focus on the content and not a lot of setup involved. Can be shared over multiple platforms outside of Google, which I felt is important. Giving the different dynamics and different types of applications that are out there and user preferences, Google seems to overcome a lot of those through the way the calendar features work within the Google environment and outside the Google environment. Also, managing RSVPs through email invitation, text messages can ping people across the platforms that they may be on. So if they're traveling or out of the office, they can incorporate that very easily. Also, they can accept them into their calendars through different syncing features or iCalendar app extensions that they can use to quickly add group invite, meeting invites, and to schedule events activities. Finally, also, Google easily syncs directly with mobile devices. It integrates across iOS, Windows platforms, and even Android-based devices easily through either the app or directly within the operating software. You can easily create group calendars that involve with different settings, involving groups of people across various platforms as well. One of the things I like personally is Google is getting more intuitive in how it extracts information from your email. If you book a reservation or a travel itinerary, it will suggest and make itself available within your calendar application once it's booked. And then finally, you can manage multiple public and private calendars, so it's very seamless moving between work, family, and personal appointments as well. Outlook has come a long way. It's cloud-based as well, but can be shared against multiple platforms as well. The outside invitations are easy to do, and integrating the Microsoft Office tools is a big plus for Outlook versus Google. The ability to create labels. I couldn't find that Outlook could do multiple groupings or colored base for the calendars as easily as Google does. That feature is not very evident, but there's a lot of other similar features as well. And it's just one of those user choice preferences. If you're a Microsoft person, sometimes you default to using Microsoft tools more. Moving into Google Calendar features, the color coding for me was very important, very helpful. If you're juggling multiple calendars, both public and private, they once again can be easily shared, and the settings within there can be manipulated so that you're only sharing specific things from one event that you create instead of having to create multiple calendars or multiple editions of that calendar. I thought that was important. It's easy to engage multiple parties easily into project management, set reminders, tasks within that. You can set email, text, notification reminders easily in various forms at various times. Again, the integration to Google Mail, Drive, and other tools makes it very beneficial for collaboration. Suggestion prompts from email receipts, as I suggested earlier, is one feature I really like personally. Other features I found that are very important: it manages the task easily by timeframes of completion, so you can have multiple stages easily reflect. You can change seamlessly between the views by day, month, hour, incorporate specific holidays. You can overlay different things. The calendar easily adapts for travel, and then engaging parties across multiple time zones. So it follows through very seamlessly in that aspect as well. And you don't have to worry about time shift issues. Very specific on what can be shared, what is public. Easy to create repeating and specific events with just one calendar edition, and there's multiple ways that notifications can be turned on and off as well within the Google Calendar features. Now let's take a look. I didn't want to I struggle. I have lots of different calendars, but I was going to go ahead and give us kind of an overview of Google Calendar. This is the university's page, and as you can see, you can look at very different things in different modes. I haven't changed the theme or anything to make this very easy, and I wanted to make it clean as well since this is a training video, and then I don't have to worry about changing settings or anything like that. But several features that give you an overview. You can see your monthly view here. Again, there's some things that have already been shared for our overlay. When you look at it, you can turn off different features as well here within the calendar very easily. You can turn off reminders, birthday, and then I can actually go in here and type in other people with their calendars that they share publicly and privately. So those are all great features as well. So let's look at one easy way. You just click on the time, and then you can actually add an event very easily, and then it will allow you to add a title. So we can put test event here. We'll say that's not an all-day event, but we're going to go from 12:30 to 1:30, and then it's in our local time here. Or we can go in here and adjust those as well. We can add a location. Right now, I just arrived back from the airport, so it'll pull up Kansas City International Airport here. And then I can go in here and adjust and assign a color if it's busy or free. And then here's my default visibility. It's important to pay attention to that as well. And then you can add a description. This is a test event for training. And then you have all the wonderful Google tools in there as well. Here's my guest list. When you click on this, I can go and invite people outside of the Google event. But I can also add individual guests by email as well if they're not part of my Google circles. I can also go out here and we'll click, and I'm going to disregard these changes. I can go in here right as well and share my calendar. I can go back here and look at the year in advance, easily go to my schedule. Here's all the holidays that you can go in there. Some other neat things new with Google too, you can import other holidays too. So if you have specific religious or we've hosted a lot of exchange students over the years, so you want to bring in outside, that's kind of a neat feature that you can do as well. You can take 4 days. For those of you that are on a 4-day schedule, you can manipulate this very nicely as well. And you can also go in here and really do some neat things within the settings as well of Google Calendar. Here's where I like to set up all my just my default settings. A lot of specific things that makes it easy. So if you're working in education, you can kind of go in here and have some just default things like start your week on Monday instead of Sunday. If you're on a 4-day calendar or a 5-day calendar at work, that'll pull up. Also, here's some of your other calendars like I was talking about earlier. And this is a great feature, automatically add events from Gmail to my calendar. Just make sure that's only me or private. A lot of times, if you're going to the doctor or something comes in here, they do that. But scheduling, shortcuts, and then your mobile setup, that's very important too, because that will actually push out very nice. But you have to set that up with your carrier one time before you do that. Import export, you can use the iCal, CVN, the Outlook format. So if you're moving over from another platform, that's very helpful. So those are the key things that I like when you're setting up your Google Calendar. Some issues you may run into too for just general troubleshooting. Like I said, it's usually just the basic formatting settings and the days of the week, and that if you're wanting to go back and show some of that. Um, but it's important, you can go in here and you can um, change your different settings, and then you can also go and look at how you share it, and you can group it as well. But overall, looking at in conclusion and looking at Google Calendar, uh, I like the new overlay. As you know, many of you probably noticed that they've just done a major update. It's a lot cleaner. That update came about, I'd say, a couple months ago, which has been really nice as well. But it's very intuitive. It's easy to transition from other platforms. And once you fully embrace Google Tools, Google Calendar is a great choice to use in education because it does engage all the other tools very easily and seamlessly to work collaboratively across multiple platforms.